It is O-Level Chemistry, paper code 5070, paper 1 variant 1, May June 18, and today we will solve question 1 to question 10. For remaining from 11 to 40 we will solve in the next session. Question 1. A gas is less dense than air and dissolved in water. Which diagram shows the correct method of collecting this gas? Okay, option A, method A. When the gas will come in this cylinder, since the gas is lighter than air, so gas will move up and will escape from the cylinder. So this option A is incorrect. This method is not possible. Option B, since the gas is lighter than air, so when the gas will come in this jar, air will be displaced in the downward direction. So air will move down and the gas will be collected here in the cylinder. So this option is possible, but we will check the other options also. Option C. Option C is not a better option. When the gas will come in the jar, it will escape from this opening. So this option is not a good option. Option D. Here we are trying to collect the gas over water. Since the gas is soluble in water, here it is given the gas dissolved in water. So the gas is soluble in water. So if we try to collect the gas over water, so it will also be not possible because the gas will be dissolved in water. So we will not get the gas above water. So this option D is also not good option. So our best possible option is option B. We will collect the gas by the downward displacement of air. Question number 2. Which mixture can be separated by its component by adding water, stirring and filtering? Okay, we have a mixture of two substances and we want to separate this one by filtering. By filtering, we can separate the items when one is soluble in water and second one is insoluble in water. Now here we have to check the options. In option A, it is given calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. Calcium carbonate is insoluble in water and sodium chloride is soluble in water. So by this method, by filtering, we can separate calcium carbonate and sodium chloride. So this option is correct option. We will also check the other options. Option B, magnesium and iron. Both magnesium and iron are insoluble in water. So by filtering, we cannot separate magnesium and iron. Option C, sodium chloride and copper sulfate. Both sodium chloride and copper sulfate are soluble in water. So by filtering, it is not possible to separate them. Option D, sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid. Sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid both are also soluble in water. So sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid cannot be separated by filtering. So our correct option is option A. Question number 3. Tests were carried out on an aqueous solution of an unknown compound P. The observations are recorded in the table. Here we have done some tests and here we have observation. First test, aqueous sodium hydroxide added. We got green precipitate soluble in excess giving a green solution. In option A and B it is given chromium ion and C and D it is given ferrous ion. Here the observation is green precipitate. We get green precipitate in all the four options. Chromium also give green precipitate and ferrous solution also give green precipitate. But it is given here soluble in excess. Ferrous hydroxide is insoluble. So here C and D are not possible. Our possible options are A and B only. Now second test, dilute nitric acid added, then aqueous barium nitrate. We get white precipitate. This test is done for the confirmation of sulfate ion. And this white precipitate is because of the sulfate ion. So here we have sulfate ion that is given in the option B. So our possible option is option B. Okay, we will also check the third one. Test 3. Dilute nitric acid added then aqueous silver nitrate, no precipitate. No precipitate means here we have not got silver chloride. Here is no chloride ion. Because silver chloride is a white precipitate and here it is given no precipitate. So here we have not silver chloride. So now it is confirmed it do not contain chloride ion. So our correct option is option B. Question number 4. Which substance would diffuse more quickly? Rate of diffusion depends on molecular mass and on temperature. More temperature, more will be rate of diffusion. Less molecular mass, more will be the rate of diffusion. Now here in A and B it is given carbon dioxide. Molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44. In C and D it is given neon. Molecular mass of neon is 20. Neon is say from inert gas. So neon is a monoatomic gas. Whatever be the atomic weight or atomic mass, same will also be the molecular mass for neon. So molecular mass of neon is 20. Now here we are looking molecular mass of neon is less than carbon dioxide. So rate of diffusion will be more in neon. Now rate of diffusion also depends on temperature. More temperature, more will be the rate of diffusion. Here in C it is given 0 degree centigrade. In D it is given 25. So definitely rate of diffusion will be more in neon at 25 degrees centigrade. So our correct option is option D. Question number 5. The ion Q plus 2 has 3 complete shells of electron. What is Q? Option A calcium, B magnesium, C oxygen, D sulfur. Our possible options are A and B. Why A and B? It is given here Q plus 2. Q plus 2 means it loses 2 electrons. And the member of 2A group, they loses 2 electrons and are converted to their ions. So here possible options are A and B because A and B belong to 2A group. Now it is given here 3 complete shells. Magnesium has 2 complete shells, calcium has 3 complete shells after losing 2 electrons. Atomic number of magnesium is 12. When it loses 2 electrons, so number of electrons after losing 2 electrons will be 10. 10 means in first orbital 2 electrons, in second orbital 8 electrons. Here it is given 20. After losing 2 electrons, it will be 18. 2 electrons in the first orbital, 8 electrons in the second orbital, 2 and 8, it is 10 now. Now in the third orbital, there is 8 electrons, total 18. So here it is given 3 complete shells. So in calcium, it is 2, 8, 8. It is 3 complete shells. So our correct option is option A, it is calcium. Question number 6. The diagram shows the arrangement of particles in 3 solids X, Y and Z. These 3 solids are krypton, potassium and sodium chloride. Which row correctly identifies X, Y and Z? Okay, here this one, it is cubic crystalline structure. Cubic crystalline structure is of sodium chloride. Here 3 members are given: sodium chloride, potassium and krypton. Potassium is a metal. Sodium chloride has cubic crystalline structure. Cubic crystalline structure is given in X, so it is sodium chloride. Here we are looking that we have free electrons, so it represents metal. So this Y should be definitely potassium and the remaining Z will be krypton. So X is sodium chloride, Y is potassium and Z is krypton. Same thing is given in option D. X is sodium chloride, Y is potassium and Z is krypton. So our correct option, correct answer is D. Question number 7. In the electrolysis of copper sulfate, what is the ionic equation for the reaction at the cathode? Copper sulfate means we have copper ion and sulfate ion. Copper ions are positively charged ions, so they will move towards the cathode, and copper ion has plus 2 charge. So when copper plus 2 will move, when it will reach to cathode, it will gain 2 electrons from the cathode and it will be converted to copper atom. And the same thing is given in option B, that copper ion will reach at cathode, it will gain 2 electrons and it will be converted to copper atom. So it is our correct option. Question number 8. Ethane and ammonia are covalent compounds. The dot and cross diagram of these compounds are shown. It is methane, it is ammonia. Which statement are correct? Number 1. A molecule of ethane contains twice as many hydrogen atoms as a molecule of ammonia. Yes, it is correct. In ammonia, we have 3 hydrogen atoms. In methane, we have 6 hydrogen atoms. So in ethane, we have double hydrogen as compared to ammonia. So point 1 is correct. Point 2, an unreacted nitrogen atom has 5 outer electrons. Yes, it is correct. Nitrogen is a member of 5a group, so it has 5 electrons in its outermost shell. So this point is correct. Point 3, in a molecule of ethane, the bond between the carbon atom is formed by sharing 2 electrons, one from each carbon atom. Yes, it is correct. Carbon has valency 4. When carbon-carbon atom is formed, one electron of this carbon will share one electron of this second carbon atom and will make a covalent bond here. So this point is also correct. So all the 3 points are correct here and it is given in option A. So our correct option is option A. Question number 9. Which statement is correct? Option A, all compounds are ionic. No, we have studied that we have ionic compound as well as covalent compound. So this option is incorrect. Option B, all compounds conduct electricity when molten. No, only the ionic compound conduct electricity in the molten state. Option C, each element only contains one type of atom. Yes, it is the correct option. Elements have only one type of atom. Option D, in a mixture of substances, the properties of the substances are always the same. No, chemical properties do not change, but in mixture, physical properties are changed. So option D is also incorrect. So our correct option is option C. Question number 10. When 1 mole of gas R reacts with exactly 5 volume of oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide and water only. What is R? Here it is given that 1 volume of R gas reacts with 5 volume of oxygen. First thing, we know that 1 mole of any gas at room temperature and pressure, it occupies 24 decimeter cube of volume, that is called molar volume. If it is given here 5 volume and here it is given 1 volume, so we can say here we have taken 1 mole of this gas and 5 moles of this oxygen. Now here what you have to do, in all the options, just we have to react this one with oxygen and we have to check where we will get the 5 moles of oxygen. When we react butane with oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water, the moles of oxygen reacted is 6.5 moles. In ethane, it is 3.5 moles. In C, it is 2 mole. In D, we are looking that when we react propane with oxygen to get carbon dioxide and water, the number of moles reacted with propane, the number of moles of oxygen reacted with propane is 5 moles. So our correct option is option D. Okay, now we have completed up to question number 10. The remaining we will do in the next session. Thank you very much.